Good morning, all. Uh, Now we are discussing about security analysis and portfolio management. In the MBA third semester, this is one of the technical paper: securities analysis and portfolio management. Securities means all of you know the shares and bonds traded in the securities market is called securities. Means we can take securities means shares, bonds, treasury bills. Okay, all are comes under securities. And coming to analysis means how much return we can expect from this particular securities, and what is the risk involved in these securities we have to analyze from time to time. Before going for the investment, first we have to check what is the return and what is the risk factor involved in this securities. Okay, this is called security analysis. And portfolio management means first we should understand what is portfolio. Portfolio is nothing but the group of securities combined to minimize our risk factor. Okay, to minimize our risk, we are minimizing the risk by constructing a portfolio. Again, I am telling what is a portfolio. Portfolio means it is a group of securities. In case of security, it is a single one. Okay, here portfolio means we are combining various securities to minimize our risk. Okay, so for example, we can get some benefit from SBI share, or we can lose in Asian Paint shares, or we can gain in some other share, but the other share may get losses. If you invested the total amount in one security, we may face lot of risk. Okay, huge amount of risk we have to lose. Huge amount we will lose. So that's why it is not advisable to invest the total amount in one security. Better to invest in group of securities. That's why in finance we will say don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, because if some damage happen to this, then the total items will be damaged. So that's why we are investing our amount in group of securities. Okay, this is portfolio management. So now we are discussing in this third semester what is security analysis and portfolio management. Coming to syllabus part, first unit we are discussing about what is concept of investment, and investment versus speculation. What is investment, what is speculation? And here we can say about gambling also. Okay, investment, speculation and gambling. Security investment and non-security forms of investment means secured investment, unsecured investment. Secured investment means if is there any guarantee for the investment, then that is called security investment. Non-security investment means even we are not expecting the principal amount also. So for example, if you invested in some amount in banks or post office, so there is a safety for the principal amount, but the maybe returns may be low, but there is a safety for the principal amount. But in case of if you invested the same amount in outside financial companies, private financial companies, then there is no guarantee for the principal amount. Okay, so they will say we will pay high return, but there is no guarantee. Okay, that's why it is not advisable to go for non-security forms of investment. Okay, and one more thing is there: if you are ready to face high risk, you may get high returns. Okay, if you want to safeguard your investment at least with a minimum or moderate return, better to go for secured form of investment. Investment environment in India, so where we can invest, how we can invest, so we will learn. An investment process, so how we will go for the investment. So what are the processes, what are the stages in investment, we will discuss. Sources of investment information. So how we can get the investment information. So what are the sources? And security markets, and here primary market and secondary market. Primary market means where the first time the companies are issuing share. This is called primary market. Secondary market means once the company issued the shares previously, for liquidation purpose they are creating another market, that is secondary market. Okay, primary market and secondary market. So types of securities in Indian capital market. So what are the different types of securities are there? Treasury bills, bonds, and shares. In case of shares, preference shares, equity shares. So what are the different types of investment avenues are there? We will discuss. And market indices. So generally we will follow Sensex and Nifty. So how they are calculating. So all these things we are discussing in the first unit. Okay. And coming to the investment. So here investment is an activity that is engaged in the people who have savings. So first chapter we are discussing about investment. Here investment means how the people can invest. First, they should have some amount of income. Out of this income, they will save some amount. They are sacrificing, instead of spending that amount, total amount, they are sacrificing their enjoyment for future purpose. Why? Because future is uncertain. We cannot say how we are earning now, it's good, but next month, next year, what will happen, we don't know. So to face the uncertainty, we have to go for some amount savings. That savings we have to put somewhere to gain extra money. Okay, or we have generate extra money, we will create that savings amount separately. Okay, so first incomes. Out of incomes they are sacrificing, means say for example there is some person X is earning 20,000 rupees per month. Out of this 20,000 rupees, for household expenses he may spend 10,000 rupees, for other purpose another 5,000, and 5,000 rupees, at least 20 to 25% he should try to save their amount. Why? Because at the younger age only we can save the amount. Why? Because slowly every individual facing the burden, financial burdens. Okay, so marriage, children and children education, children marriage, retirement, all these stage by stage, purchasing of flat, purchasing of plot, okay, some gold ornament, whatever. From time to time the burdens will increase. So that's why as early as possible you try to save your amount. Means at the younger age only better to start savings. If you enjoyed at the younger age, you will face burden at the old age. So that's why every person, every individual, they will try to save at the younger age. Okay, so savings means out of their earnings they will save some amount, but the saved amount, whatever you saved out of your earnings, that amount we have to manage properly, otherwise we will lose. We have to invest this amount somewhere where the returns are moderate or high and risk factor is low. So there we have to invest our amount. Why we are investing? To gain something, to increase our capital amount. So wherever we invested, say for example I invested 10,000 rupees, I will expect 11,000 rupees in the next year, at least 10% minimum return. So in the same way, every individual out of their savings, the savings amount they have to convert into the investment. Don't put your savings in your almirah. It will not create any extra money. Okay, so here if you want to gain something, put that amount in the savings and savings converting into the investment. Various investment avenues are there, we are going to discuss in next slide. Okay, here investments are made from savings, but all savers are not investors. Remember that all savers are not investors. Investment is an activity which is different from savings. We have to invest that amount. And one more thing, if you are going for the investment, don't invest the amount out of the borrowed amount. If you have your savings, then only go for the investment. This is you have to remember. Okay, and coming to characteristics of investment. So characteristics of investment means we have to check when we are going for the investment. We have to check what are the characteristics of this particular investment: return, risk, safety, and liquidity. All these four are very important for the investment: return, risk, safety, and liquidity. Return means we have to compare. If you are going for the investment, then how much amount we are going to earn, what is the return we can expect from this particular investment. And second one, risk factor. What is the risk factor? Risk may be to the principal amount or to the interest also. Okay, so even you remember the risk factor, we have to check the principal should be secured, principal amount should be secured. The return may be low, but the principal amount should be secured. So return, where we are getting maximum return, and where the risk factor is low, that characteristic we have to check. And third one, safety. Safety means safety for the principal amount and interest amount also. Okay, so the return and safety for the principal amount is very important. In case of, I already told you in the previous slide, if you invested in the post office savings or banks or any government securities, then there is a safety for the principal amount. Maybe returns are low, but there is a safety for the investment principal amount. But if you invested the same in other financial companies like chit fund companies or private financial companies, then they may offer higher rate of interest, maybe 10%, 20%. So many financial companies, they turn their board because they are unable to pay the highest rate of interest. Initially they will promise to pay, but it is not practically, it is not possible. So that's why at the time of investment we have to check our security for the funds, whatever we are going to invest. Why? Because we are employing our funds, we are employing our savings in the investment. Employment of funds are called investment. Okay, but at the time of investment we have to check the return, risk, safety, and liquidity. What is liquidity? Liquidity means conversion of these all financial instruments into cash. Why? Because why we are going for the investment means for future purpose. If you want this particular amount in future, once you invested, but after 1 month or after 3 months or after 1 year, if you want cash, then that particular investment instrument should be convertible into cash. That convertibility is called liquidity. Converting these instruments into cash are called liquidity. But some companies there is a lock-in period. Okay, lock-in period means don't ask this amount up to 5 years, don't ask this amount up to 3 years. They will say like this. But the liquidity also, based on your need, you have to check is there any liquidity chance is there or not. Okay, so all these four characteristics are very important. Return, where we are getting maximum return. Risk, where the minimum risk is there. Safety, at least to the principal amount. And liquidity, to the converting these instruments into cash. Whenever we want cash, we can convert these instruments into cash. So these four characteristics we have to check before going for the investment. Okay, and coming to objectives of investments, why we are investing this amount. The objectives of investments are: number one, maximization of return means we want to gain more amount. Say for example, I have 10,000 rupees out of my earnings, I saved 10,000 rupees. This 10,000 rupees I have to invest somewhere. So where I have to invest, I have to check the return pattern. Okay, where the returns are more. Okay, so some companies are paying 10%, some companies are paying 15% return. So I have to check But again, the thing is, we want to gain 10,000 rupees, we want to make it as 11,000 or 12,000 or 15,000. That is the main objectives of investment. Minimization of risk. So, to minimize the risk means uncertainty. In future is uncertain. We don't know. Now the earnings are good, but tomorrow you may lose your job, or your business may be in the losses. But how to face this? For that purpose, we have to save our savings into investments. We have to maintain some amount of investments for the future purposes. To face the uncertainty in the future, we have to invest some amount. Okay. And third one, hedge against inflation. Hedge against inflation. Inflation means that is the increase in the value of the products. Purchasing power of money will decrease. Say for example, now we are purchasing one item with 100 rupees. After 1 year, the same item available in the market are 120 rupees, not for 100. So the purchasing power of money will decrease, cost of living will increase. All the products every year at least 5 to 8% there is an increase in the cost of living. So the items means the increase in the prices of particular all the items are comes under inflation. To hedge this inflation means to face this inflation cost increase, we have to go for the investment. Your earnings now 10,000 rupees, next year also maybe 10,000 rupees, but cost of living will increase, not as it is, not constant, but your earnings may increase or decrease. So that's why to face this inflation effect, we have to go for the investments. So these are the three objectives of investment. Number one, maximization of return. So we are planning to get some gain. Second one, to minimization of the risk. Future is uncertain. What will happen in the future we don't know. To safeguard our future, to face that particular uncertainty, we have to go for the investment. And inflation, hedge against inflation. So cost of products means prices are increasing from time to time, but the incomes may not increase compared with the inflation cost. So that's why we have to go for the investment to face this. Okay. And coming to investment versus speculation. Actually, some people are feeling that both are same, speculation and investment, but it is not same. That is a small difference. Investment and speculation are closely related. Both are involved purchase of assets like shares and securities. Traditionally, the investment is distinguished from the speculation with respect to three factors. What are these three factors? Number one, risk. In case of investment, the risk factor is moderate risk we will face or low risk. Basing on the nature of the investor, he will choose investment avenue. In case of investment, the risk is low or moderate. In case of speculation, the risk is very high. Why? Because all the speculators are ready to face the risk. That's why they will earn more. The returns of the speculators are high. At the same time, the risk factors are also high. And second one, capital gain. Capital gain means the earnings. Earnings where we will get the maximum return in investment or speculation. In investment, we will get moderate return, but in case of speculation, they will earn more. Why? Because they are ready to face the risk. They are ready to face high risk. That's why they will earn high returns. And coming to time period. time period, in case of investment, we are going for the investment because with a specific objective. Why we are investing? For children education purpose, for retirement purpose, or for children marriage purpose, or to purchase a plot or float. Okay, so different people, individuals, they have their own objectives, their goals. To reach these objectives, they are going for the investment very planned. But speculation is not planned. If the opportunities are there, then speculators immediately they will invest their amount. Within this short period, they want to earn the amount. They will not wait for a long period. They will, within short period, they want to earn more and more returns. So time period in case of investment, it is a long period purpose we are investing. But in case of speculation, not like that. In case of speculation, within the short period, they want to earn more returns. So investment is sometimes described as a well-grounded and carefully planned speculation. This is also just like speculation, but well planned. Well planned, we are going for the investment. Okay, investment is well planned, but speculation not like that. For the short period, they are going to invest. Okay, and coming to investment avenues. What are the investment avenues are there for the investment? So all the investors, if you have any saving amount, you can go and invest in these types of investment avenues. Number one, corporate securities. These corporate securities means all the private companies or limited companies, they will issue shares and bonds. If you have any savings, you may invest that in the company shares and bonds. And deposits in banks and non-banking companies. Yes, you can deposit the amount in the banks. In banks, so many types of deposit schemes are there. Savings bank account, fixed deposit account, recurring deposit account. Okay, so like that, different accounts are there. In case of savings bank account, every individual they have their own account, but the returns are very minimum, 3%, 3.5% like that. But in case of other one, the fixed deposit account, fixed deposit means we will fix that amount basing on your purpose. So for example, you can invest for 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, or 1 month, or 3 months, whatever the period. You can go for 1 year investment. So the interest rate compared to savings bank account, they will give some high rate of interest. So for example, at present they are paying 6% rate of interest. Okay. So in case of savings bank account, they will pay only 2.5 or 3%. But in case of fixed deposit, they will pay 6% to 7% in between. Senior citizens, they will get 0.5% extra also. Okay, and recurring deposit. So in case of fixed deposit, lump sum amount we have to deposit in the account. Lump sum, 10,000 or 1 lakh or 10 lakhs, whatever if you have the amount for a particular period, you can put in the fixed deposit. But in case of recurring deposit account, this is a continuous systematic investment. Every month we are investing a minimum of, in case of post office, they are accepting even 50 rupees, 100 rupees also. Okay, so like that we can invest. This is a planned investment. Recurring deposit means planned investment. You have one objective that after 5 years our children going to join some institution, so for that we required some amount of fund. How? So every month I want to save 5,000 rupees. Go and open with the post banks fixed recurring deposit, or give the instructions. Every month out of your account they will deduct 5,000 rupees from your account. So after 10 years or after 5 years, whatever the time period you fix, they will give with higher rate of interest. So compared to fixed deposit, they will pay some higher rate of return. So like this, different types of bank accounts or deposit accounts are there. You can go and invest. And mutual fund schemes. Nowadays, mutual funds are very popular because securities market, in case of securities market, there is a high volatility. So within 1 hour also the prices, even every minute the price of the share will increase or decrease, increase or decrease, increase or decrease. So instead of facing this risk, better you go for the mutual funds. Mutual funds means the mutually pooled amount. The mutual fund companies, what they'll do, they'll pool the amount from middle and the lower class people, and they'll invest the same in other mutual funds. Means they are invested in the stock market only, but only the benefit is the investment, means the instruments, the shares are monitored by mutual funds manager. So that's why they will try to give maximum return, at least compared to banks. They are trying to give good returns. So these are the 3 topics we discussed today. The remaining part we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.